Have you ever watched your dog freeze completely still? Not sleeping, not resting, locked, every muscle coiled, eyes fixed on something you can barely see. A leaf moving across the lawn, a squirrel 40 meters away, a child running in the park. And then, in a fraction of a second, that stillness detonates. Maybe you've seen your dog do this. Maybe it scared you. Maybe it made you wonder, for just a moment, whether you truly know the animal living in your home. Here's what no one tells you. That look in your dog's eyes? That intensity that makes your stomach tighten? It isn't aggression. It isn't dominance. It isn't a warning sign that something is broken inside them. It's something far older, far more precise. And when you understand what it actually is, you won't just stop fearing it. You'll understand your dog at a level most owners never reach. To understand what's happening inside your dog's body in those moments, we need to go back. Not just decades, thousands of years. In the 1990s, biologist Raymond Coppinger made one of the most important discoveries in the science of dog behavior. He identified what he called the predatory motor sequence, a precise, hardwired chain of behaviors that every canid, every member of the dog family, is born carrying in their nervous system. 7 stages, each one triggered by the one before it. Stalk, chase, grab bite, kill bite, dissect, consume. In a wolf, this sequence runs to completion. Every stage fires in order every time. That is how a wolf survives. That is how a wolf eats. But here's where it gets extraordinary. When humans began selectively breeding dogs thousands of years ago, long before we had words for genetics or neuroscience, we were, without knowing it, editing the sequence. We were turning certain stages up, and others almost completely off. A border collie? Bred to eye and stalk with obsessive precision, but the grab bite and kill bite are nearly gone. That's why they herd without harming. A greyhound? The chase is amplified beyond almost any other breed on Earth. Pure velocity, pure pursuit, but the sequence stops there. A Labrador retriever? Chase and grab, but gentle, soft-mouthed. The kill bite selectively silenced over centuries. A terrier? Bred specifically to keep the grab bite and kill bite intact, because their job was to catch and kill rats and vermin underground. So when your dog freezes and stares at that squirrel, they are not malfunctioning. They are running the exact program they were designed to run. The sequence is simply incomplete. It starts, and then it has nowhere to go. Now I want you to do something difficult. I want you to step out of your own body and into your dog's. Imagine waking up every morning with a song stuck in your head. Not just any song, the most compelling, urgent piece of music you have ever heard. It starts playing the moment you see movement, and it demands to be finished. But every single time it starts, it just stops. Mid-phrase. Unresolved. That unresolved tension? That's what an incomplete predatory sequence feels like from the inside. It's not anger. It's not a desire to harm. It is neurological drive with nowhere to land. The arousal is real. The compulsion is real. The frustration when there is no outlet is absolutely real. This is why some dogs seem to lose it at triggers that appear completely random to you. A jogger, a skateboard, a plastic bag skittering across the pavement. They didn't choose to react. The sequence fired. And in the absence of any appropriate outlet, the energy detonated sideways. Your dog isn't dangerous. Your dog is carrying a song they were never taught how to finish. So what do most owners do when this sequence activates? They punish it. And this is where, with the best intentions in the world, many owners make the single most counterproductive mistake in dog training. Because you cannot punish a biological drive out of existence. You can suppress it, temporarily, but suppression without outlet doesn't dissolve the energy. It compresses it. And compressed drives, in dogs, resurface. Often harder, often more suddenly, often in ways that genuinely do look like aggression. Studies in applied animal behavior consistently show that dogs denied appropriate outlets for breed-specific motor patterns display significantly elevated cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone, and are statistically more likely to develop anxiety-based reactivity over time. You weren't causing aggression. You were creating the conditions for it. So what do you actually do with this information? Here is something you can start today. Takes less than 2 minutes. and it will change your dog's behavior more than months of frustrated correction. It's called a sequence outlet, and the principle is simple. You give the drive a legal, structured place to complete itself. Watch your dog carefully for 1 week. Which stages do they naturally perform? Do they stalk, chase, grab? This is your map. For stalkers and chasers, a flirt pole. A long wand with a lure at the end that you control entirely. For grabbers, a structured tug game with a specific toy, with clear start and stop signals. For high kill-bite breeds like Terriers, a drag lure or a kill toy, a stuffed object they are permitted to shake, bite down on, and defeat. Begin with a clear cue, a specific word or gesture that means the sequence is now open. Run the session for 90 seconds to 2 minutes, controlled intensity. Then end with a calm, equally clear cue, a specific word, a hand signal, something that tells the nervous system, sequence complete. We're done. Watch what happens to your dog after a session like this. Not tired in the depleted, anxious way of a dog who ran for an hour with no purpose. Settled, quiet, satisfied. That is a nervous system that has completed its sentence. There is a version of your dog that most owners never meet. Not because it doesn't exist, but because it's buried under years of unmet drives, misread signals, and a relationship built on correction instead of comprehension. When you stop seeing your dog's intensity as a threat and start seeing it as a language, something shifts between you. They stop being an unpredictable force you manage, and they start being exactly what they always were. A creature of extraordinary biological precision, who chose, out of all the places in the world they could be, to be here, beside you. That intensity in their eyes, that's not danger. That's trust waiting to be understood.